Have you ever been on a video call and had that tiny thought in the back of your mind? Is this person really who they say they are? Well, today, we're diving deep into Zocialized Anti-Spoofing technology. Think of it as a digital shield that makes sure your online identity stays yours and only yours. So, let's get into it.
Look, in our digital world, trust is pretty much everything. But let's be real, with fake profiles and super sophisticated scams popping up everywhere, the threat of someone pretending to be you or someone else is very, very real. It all kind of boils down to one huge question.
And this is it, right? This is the core problem of connecting with people online. How can you be 100% sure that the person you're talking to is legit? As technology gets better and better at faking reality, that line between what's real and what's just a really convincing copy is getting incredibly blurry.
So on one side, you've got a real person with all their little subtle natural movements, but on the other, you have what we call spoofs. Static photos, masks, or even these wild deepfake videos. The thing is, these fakes almost always have tiny giveaways. Things like weird skin texture, blinking that's just a bit off, or audio that doesn't perfectly match up. Spotting those little tells is absolutely crucial.
So what's Socialized's answer to all this? Well, they've built what you can basically think of as a personal digital bodyguard for every single user, their anti-spoofing protection system. And listen, this isn't just one feature, it's a whole security framework.
The real strength of this system isn't in just a single wall of defense, but in having multiple layers that all work together. And the goal is super simple. Protect you from anyone trying to fraudulently access your account, no matter how clever their attempt is.
All right, so let's actually peel back those layers and see how this digital fortress is put together. We're going to walk through the 5 key technologies that really make this whole system work so well. So here it is, the 5-layer defense. It kicks off with your basic Face ID, but then it gets way smarter by detecting things like photos and masks. Then it levels up to spot deepfakes, confirms you're actually live in real time, and, as a final safety net, it learns your unique behavior. Let's start right at the front gate, Face ID. The very first gate you have to pass through is Face ID. This is your front line. It uses your unique facial biometrics to make sure it's really you. Your face is literally the key, and without it, nobody's even getting to the front door of your account. Okay, but what if someone tries to be tricky and just use a photo or a mask of you? Well, this next layer is trained specifically to tell the difference between a live, 3-dimensional face and a flat, static image. It's looking for stuff like texture flaws and all those tiny natural movements that a fake just can't replicate. Now, what about the most advanced threat of all? A deepfake video. This is where the system gets really intelligent. Special algorithms analyze all these subtle details, micro movements in the face, blinking patterns, and if the audio syncs up perfectly. It's basically hunting for the tiny digital fingerprints that manipulated videos always leave behind. This next layer is all about confirming liveness in real time, which is so important during video calls. It uses depth sensing and motion tracking to make sure it's interacting with a real, live human in a 3D space, and not just a pre-recorded video or some synthetic animation. And finally, we have the safety net. Let's just say, against all odds, someone manages to get past the other layers. This system also learns how you use the app, your normal login times, your interaction patterns, that kind of stuff. If it suddenly detects weird activity that doesn't match your profile, it flags it as suspicious. It's an intelligent layer that has your back, even when you're not looking. Okay, now with all this talk about biometrics and face scanning, a massive question probably comes to mind. What about my privacy? Is all this sensitive data being uploaded to some server in the cloud? And the answer to that is so important. This right here is the absolute key to their privacy promise. Zocialized makes it crystal clear. Your biometric data is encrypted and stored securely right there on your own device. It is never transmitted to their servers or stored remotely. And this whole local storage thing is a really big deal. Your biometric data lives on your phone, and it's encrypted. It never, ever leaves your device. That means even if someone were to steal your phone, they can't access your account. Without you there to scan your face, the key is missing. All right, to make all of this even clearer, let's just run through a quick-fire round of some of the most common questions people have about this kind of system. This is probably the #1 concern, right? What if some scammer finds a video of you online and tries to play it back to the camera to get into your account? And the answer is a very clear no.
Just like we saw with that digital impersonation prevention layer, the system is specifically built to spot the telltale signs of a replayed video, and it will block that login attempt instantly. Okay, let's take it up a notch. The whole Mission Impossible scenario. What about a hyper-realistic, custom-made mask? Could something like that fool a system?
Even here, the technology is a step ahead. It's not just looking at the shape of a face. It's analyzing for things a mask just can't fake, like the natural texture of real skin and the thousands of tiny, involuntary microexpressions that a real human face makes every single second. This is another really critical security question. If your phone or your laptop gets into the wrong hands, is your Zocialized account toast? And the answer is a really reassuring yes. Your data is safe. Because the key isn't just a file on the device. The key is you. Without you physically there to authenticate, a stolen device is basically just a locked box.
So to wrap it all up, the real magic here isn't just in any one feature. It's the unique combination of all these layers, the biometric gates, the AI that detects spoofs, and that smart behavioral analysis, all of them working together to create this really strong shield for your digital identity.
And all of this leaves us with a final thought to chew on. As AI gets more and more woven into our daily lives, the tools for both creating and detecting fakes are just going to get more powerful. It kind of pushes us to ask a much bigger question. In this new world, what does it truly mean to trust who you meet online? And what role should technology play in building that trust?